Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. So on behalf of the German Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Morocco, AHK Morocco, I am very pleased to welcome you to this session dedicated to Morocco's investment charter. So with a specific focus on the investment climate, available incentives, and M&A opportunities for foreign investors. So before we begin, just a few practical points. This webinar is being recorded and may be shared afterwards via our communication channels for replay purposes. And during the session, you are welcome to submit your questions via the chat, and we will address them during the Q&A session at the end. So today's session is specifically designed for companies interested in gaining practical and operational insights into the Moroccan legal and investment framework. So by exploring concrete business opportunities and acquisition opportunities in Morocco. Morocco continues to position itself as a strategic investment hub, offering a stable business environment, strong industrial ecosystems, and also an increasing attractive legal and regulatory framework for foreign investors. So it's now my pleasure to introduce our speakers from today's session. So Mrs. Salima Bakouchi and Mr. Kamal Habashi from HB Law Firm. So they both bring extensive expertise in corporate law, investment structuring, and cross-border transactions. So I would like now to give the floor to our speakers. So Salima and Kamal, the floor is yours. And Kamal, I will tell you as soon as we see your screen, you can share your screen. And then we can start. So yeah, you can put the full screen modus and then. Yes, perfect. Everything's settled.
Thank you, Mario. Thank you, Ashka. Thank you, Aishka, for this opportunity to share with the participants those Morocco's investment charters and some incentives relating to the Moroccan markets. We will try to share with you a quick presentation of the main important provision of this Moroccan investment charter, also to share some climate incentives that have been provided in this investment charter, and also to share with you some M&A opportunities and how to be involved in this Moroccan market if some foreign investor, in particular German companies, would like to invest in Morocco, with what kind of sector has been provided in this investment charter and how to implement this investment. So we will try to be quick in order to let to participant the opportunity to share with them some questions and some experience. So the presentation would be as follow. We will start with an overview of the environment here in Morocco. With second point, we will be related to some incentive and support mechanisms provided in this investment charter. And at the end, we will share with you some M&A opportunities and some legal consideration in relation to our Moroccan law. So as you know, Morocco now is trying to be more attractive in terms of investments. So the economy is more attractive, and the government, with the guidance of our Majesty, the King Mohammed VI, in his speech to the parliament, decided to to update our investment charter in order to be more attractive and to offer to foreign investor more opportunities, more incentive in order to let them come into Morocco and have all the area or the practice in order to implement their investments. So this new investment charter has been introduced in 2022 by the law 3222, is part of the implementation, as I said, of the guidance of Majesty Mohammed VI in order to build a new development model and the government program recognizing investment as the key priority of our economy. So it aims to enhance the investment climate, try to attract foreign direct investment, EDI, and also to drive economic growth strategic support. So for this, Morocco tried to position itself as strengthens in its role as a regional hub for FDI in Africa and the MENA region. In particular of his economic and geographical political position, and also by ongoing many reform related to structural legal framework, foreign capital, and which are now aligned with international standards. So the achievement of significant progress in economic transformation and the green transformation over the past of 25 years. So it means that it's not something that started now, but it's a long work that has been started before. And now with this new investment chart, we try to implement those incentives to attract more investors. Also, those legal framework facilitate also foreign investment in Morocco, ensuring them their protection. We know that foreign investor before coming to Morocco, they want to be sure about legal framework, freedom of investment, what offer Morocco in terms of exchange regulation in case of dispute, what are mechanisms, what are the investment incentives offered by Morocco. This investment charter also focused on some priority sectors, such as industrial projects. So investors that are coming to invest in those industrial sectors, such as automotive manufacturing, aerospace, electronics, heavy industry, and also projects in these fields benefit from favorable tax rates and financial support. So this is, let's say, the criteria in terms of sectors. Second sector, it will be digital and technology. Investment in artificial intelligence, which is now very focused, big data, cloud computing, and digital infrastructure also is concerned by this investment charter. Third sector related to renewable energy, solar, wind, energy storage projects are concerned by this incentive. Tourism and leisure also, as you know, Morocco is encouraging tourism sector, especially in terms of events that are organized in Morocco and the upcoming events related to the World Cup in 2030. And finally, export-oriented industry also is focused and concerned by these incentives. So what are the framework? So as I said in the beginning, it's related to the establishment of the new investment charter, which focuses on many incentives and mechanisms. And second, the decree of 16 February 2023, which implements the main objective of these investment charters, which provides the detailed guideline, specifies the grant percentage and job creation, and approved by the government. And also I share with you some other legal framework related to these investment charters. As you say, there is many head of government decision that has been taken and implemented, and also some circular and some laws that has been approved by the government in order to give to the foreign investor all the facilities, all the tools to implement those his investments. Also, as you said, as you see, there is also some laws that has been approved uh, in relation to these foreign investments, such as laws of arbitration and mediation, some incentives in terms of tax, and mainly the establishment of the Moroccan Investment and Export Development Agency, which is called the AMD. This agency is focusing on all foreign investment related to those sectors and try to help investors to implement their invest here in Morocco and to monitor with them all the programs and all the investments to be implemented. Also, those frameworks as implement some trade agreements with some countries in Europe, USA, and Africa, which would help also investors that are coming in Morocco to make some import and export of their goods to those countries without any taxes and customs. So we will now try to share with you what are the investment incentives and support mechanisms provided in this chart, investment chart. So this investment chart has implemented three key pillars, which Mrs. Salima will share with you.
Good morning, everybody. So, in the line of in the line of what Kamal was exposed, I will share with you the. Can you switch off the? I will share with you the main terms of the investment and the new investment charter. The new investment charter form the backbone of Morocco's investment incentive framework. The rule and before exposing the key pillars of the investment charter, just to know the spirit of this investment charter. The spirit of this investment charter is to set clear rules for creating a favorable investment environment. It supports economic growth, job creation, and regional balance. It is important to highlight the regional balance. It's the aim of this investment charter and also the economic growth. The framework of the investment charter covers many sectors except the agriculture and certain real estate activities. The key elements include a legal framework based on Framework Law number 322, clear targets for private investment and job creation, financial support schemes that help lower project costs, measures to reduce regional disparities, that's what I highlight, to reduce regional disparities and promote local production. The aims of this charter is to boost investor confidence, providing a predictable and transparent system. And the key pillars, what we expose is the investment support mechanism, investment chart in the support mechanism that we will discuss now, and the second one is about the climate support and the climate incentives, and the third one is about the governance and the good governance of the investments and how to implement the investment by the authorities. Regarding the main support mechanisms, the pillar one, as I say, the four investment support mechanism, there is a comprehensive system support offering for every type of investment, for every type of project. There are very specific schemes and very specific incentive, and those schemes are adapted and cover different project and size and objective. The specificity of the investor charter is designed to support large scale project and strategically project. So, but we want to highlight that it's not just for international projects, but either for domestic and local projects. The aim is to enhance and encourage also the local activity and local industry. Regarding the investment charter incentive, that is the whole incentive that are provided by the charter. The first condition and the principal condition is that the investment value shall exceed 50 million dirhams. And the investor wishing to benefit from the support scheme should enter with the state in an investment agreement with the Moroccan government. So in this investment agreement, generally with the state, the agreement is focused on the principal term of incentive, how to manage the commitments, the real estate, etc. So, and in addition of those incentives, there are some support like taxes, customs, etc., and other incentive in terms of creating job, etc. The total grants can reach up 30% of the eligible investment and amount, and is subject to two criteria. The two criteria is exclusively the first one based on the number of job creation, that investor charter focus on the creating of job initiative and job created. And the number of jobs must be greater than 150 jobs, or jointly on the basis of the amount of the investment, more than 50 million dirhams, and the number of stable jobs to be created at least 50 jobs. And the main investment support mechanism, the benefits can be the main support scheme. We will see what we want to mean by support scheme, and common bonuses, territorial and sectoral bonuses. So I repeat, main support scheme, common bonuses, territorial and sectoral bonuses. And I just want to highlight it that the total cumulative investment grants awarded to investment projects carried out in the field of energy production from renewable energy sources may under no circumstances exceed an amount set by regulation. So in the total, as I say, premium of up to 30% of the eligible investment amount provided three distinct premiums. Premium of the creation of stable jobs. Ratio is between 2 and 5%. Ratio between 5 and 10, we apply 7%. Ratio more than 10%. And in a territorial premier, that means that we have some categories. That's why I say the aim of this new charter is to offer regional balance and to ensure a regional balance. So there are some investments and incentive depending on the region and the category. That means that if you are in the category A, the category which is like in region Tanger, for example, or Oriental and the north of Morocco, so it will be 10%. And if we are in the south or some region from the north, we will have 15% of incentive. And as I say, the priority activities by region and by sector, we can apply more incentive depending on the sector and the region. So the principal schemes, as you see here in the screen, we have common grants provided for company eligible for main support, territorial grants, what I exposed about territorial grants, and sectorial grants depending on the sector of activities, as we have some strong growth potential of some activities like in tourism, industry, cultural, digital, energy, renewable, etc. And the specific schemes intended for strategic investment projects, very small and medium-sized enterprises and the international development of Morocco company. That is the specific scheme. There are some additional support schemes, include 3 specific schemes. Strategic investment project schemes is for just a very strategic project, and the investment must be at least 2 billion dirhams and meet one of the following criteria, as you see, enhance Moroccan affluence, significant impact, etc. And or projects, for example, in the defense industry, which is also a strategic investment. And the incentive dedicated to strategic projects incorporate tailored and specific support measures that's closely aligned with the need of investment, and it will be updated. And as I say on first, that it will take into consideration the specificity of this project. And also we have the international expansion of Morocco firm scheme. The assistance provided will be subject to condition, including the requirement that should not lead to any job losses with the national territory, and either for very small and medium-sized enterprise support scheme. There are a very specific program and very specific scheme dedicated to those kind of enterprise, like not only financial incentive, but market access, strategy, guidance, training, support, assistance, many other kind of assistance for this kind of medium and size enterprise, because the objective is to encourage the local and the small size of those companies. There is here in the screen some eligibility criteria related to the company and related to the project. We just will not go through all those criteria, but generally it's about the turnover, which will be between 1 and 2,000 million dirham, total investment amount between 1 and 50 million dirhams, stable employment ratio, at least the investment must be carried in one of the sector designed for each region, and at least 10% must be financed through equity. So that's the eligibility criteria. So that's the main incentive provided by the investment charter. And the pillar 2 is the deuxième slide. The pillar 2 is improving the business climate. So Kamal will expose the improving the business climate and the tax incentive.
Thank you, Salima, for this explanation. Regarding this pillar 2 that we want to share with you related to this business climate, it is important for a foreign investment to have an idea about the business climate in the country, in Morocco. So the priority area, as explained in the beginning, are streamlined procedure and decentralized administrative function that will help investor to go through its investment and to implement it easily and without any complication with the central administration and also the local administration. How to accede to the land, which is the main priority of the investor, because sometimes the land is an issue and how to implement investments. Sometimes land in some areas are very expensive, and in this investment charter, government could help via some regional center investor are located in some areas to accede to the land with not an expensive amount, but to encourage the investor to have this land with a quite nice price of this land. Also, how to accede to this logistical competitiveness, because as you know, to be competitive, it means that this investment or this foreign investor should have all the facility for logistical tools in order to have, for example, routes, ports, etc., to facilitate his investment. Also, how to access to green energy, which is very important. Now, investor could use green energy also in his cost of energy in order to reduce the cost of the energy and to be more competitive in terms of production and exportation. Also, how to customize training opportunity, how to make some development, and how to accede to financiation. It means that he can have some facility in terms of financing his project. So, investor have, let's say, the legal protection in his investment here in Morocco in terms of unrestricted fund transfer. It means that when he transfers his money, his capital, his investment, he has the opportunity to withdraw and refund his investment in terms of dividend, of financing, etc. And if he decides at the end to close the company, he has also the opportunity to transfer his first capital. Also, in terms of dispute resolution, as you know, Morocco recognized arbitration and international arbitration since 1958 when he approved the New York Convention. So it means that in Morocco, we recognize arbitration, and investor should have the opportunity to either choose arbitration and mediation and also go through dispute litigation before Moroccan courts. Also, in terms of tax incentives, the investment charter offers some opportunities to reduce, for example, corporate tax rates for companies that are exporting, which the turnover is 100% for exportation for the first 5 years, and after a reduction of the rates. And also in some areas and in some sectors, there is some favorable rates of corporate tax. Also, if the implementation of the investment in some areas, in some what we call here in Morocco industrial acceleration zone, which meant, for example, for automotive manufacturer or aeronautic manufacturer, and also for CFC, Casablanca Finance City, for example, investor in finance services and that are exporting finance services outside of Morocco. They can implement their companies in those areas, and they have some tax incentives in terms of income tax and also withholding tax related to dividends. Also, in terms of importation of equipment and material, for example, for industrial projects, they can benefit of some exoneration from and exemption from customs and VAT related to those materials and tools during the 3 first years. It means that you can import those materials without paying any tax, any customs during this period. This is the main, let's say, the main incentive tax and incentive provided by the investment charter. Let's share with you some unified and territorial investment governance. Salima will share with you this topic.
So The implementation of all this incentive require to have a very efficient and very efficient uh, centralization and of this in regards of the authorities and regard of the organism that can implement and can ensure the implementation and the enforcement of all the guidelines and of all those incentives. So Investor Center provide the unification and straightened and decentralized investment governance model to ensure the benefits all regions of Morocco. We have department dedicated to investment, ministry dedicated to investment has been created, National Investment Commission, AMDI, to support implementation of the investment charter, the regional investment centers in charge of implementing all investment projects. The regional investment is the local center and authority which can assist the investor in all the steps to start to fill and to prepare the file, the documents, the required authorization in terms of land, in terms of many areas that link to the project and to implementation of this project. So, and all those authorities reported to the with the head of government, and there is a link with the head of government. So this is the most efficient authorities to assist the investor in their project. So practically how to do it and how to do it in the practice way and how to benefit from the investor charter. The process for benefit of the investments charter is straightforward. You should follow these steps to ensure your project qualifies for support. First of all, we should check the eligibility. That's the first point. If we are eligible or not, create at least 50 jobs in terms of the value of the project, etc. And the second point is to prepare the application, all required documentation, as I said, and the regional investment center are very efficient for this, and they have a lot of practice with the foreign investor, and submit the investment conversion request, submitted as I say, to the regional investment. And you can also use the official online services provided by the Ministry of Investment. And the application will have will follow some steps in terms of the approbation, in terms of the authorization, and in terms of examining the file in order to grant the required authorization to implement the project and to be eligible for those financial incentive, tax breaks, etc., and to have some either some assistance from the relevant authorities, and the approval generally are granted by the National Investment Commission. So that's the main steps. But as I say, the authorities can assist the investor and the foreign investor to implement their project, and either for local project. So there are some digital platforms and streamlined approvals to facilitate the fulfillment of all those formalities and administrative process. So can go to. So the last point is the M&A opportunities and the key legal consideration. So how the most important point here is to expose the M&A opportunities and the global climate in Morocco, especially that in the last years, and now there are many important M&A transaction, and there are, like, where we say, boom of M&A transaction of opportunities in Morocco. So I like Kamal to expose first.
Thank you, Salima. So regarding the M&A transactions, recently we received many requirements, many involvement of these M&A transactions. But how to manage, how to monitor those many transactions? Let's share with you some governing law that are related to those many transactions here in Morocco. You have the civil code text of 1913. You have some laws related to companies, public companies, other commercial companies, law related to the commercial code, law related to freedom of prices and competition law, and also some other additional laws such as law of banking law, capital market authority, and arbitration law. This is the main, let's say, main laws related to this M&A transaction, but we can add also data protection, labor law, and also other sectorial law related to this investment. So what is the main criteria of investing here in Morocco? The Morocco offered the opportunity to have 100% foreign investor holding a company, which means that there is no obligation to have a local partner. A foreign investor can hold 100% of his company, and then he can invest himself without any additional local partner, which means that he can establish a branch, he can establish a company, he can acquire shares from a local company, or he can make any other kind of association or partnership that he sees that he's suitable for his investments. So what is the foreign exchange regulation? This is an important topic that should be observed by foreign investors. It means that any investment here in Morocco should be done with a capital, with money coming from outside of Morocco to Morocco, in order to have the status of a foreign investor and to have the opportunity tomorrow to transfer his benefits, for example, dividends, etc. And also, if you want to close the company, to have the opportunity to transfer his initial capital in case of dissolution or liquidation. So this formality should be observed by a foreign investor. Never a foreign investor can come in Morocco and invest in dirham. He should bring with him currency to Morocco via transfer with the bank SWIFT transfer, in order to invest here in Morocco, and this currency will be here in Morocco in dirham, and he will have this foreign investor status. Also, in terms of during the investment, some foreign investors use some technical assistance agreement, some management fees agreement, etc. Such agreements should be, we recommend that should be observed and approved by the Exchange Forex Office, in order to avoid any issue tomorrow when you try to transfer those money related to those services provided to his local subsidiary. Also, in terms of contractual freedom and dispute resolution, Morocco, as I said before, is open to those kind of investment and is open to any dispute resolution related to arbitration in Morocco and outside of Morocco. And Moroccan court recognize those arbitration decision issued here in Morocco or outside of Morocco.
So just to regarding M&A transaction, after after this overview of the main legal framework in terms of M&A transaction, and especially the opportunities that offered by the legal framework, which is a legal framework online to international standard, and all the reform conducted recently are in online with the international standard to ensure and to secure the investors to have the main climate to in order to invest in Morocco. Before the discussing about or exposing the M&A transaction and the main points and the main terms of the M&A transaction, I want to highlight one important law is important incentive is in the energy fields, is in green hydrogen, which is it's a very important incentive. It's in line with the investor charter. The Morocco offer covers the entire value chain of the green hydrogen sector and is adapted to the need of investors. In order to position the kingdom as a competitive player on this high potential emerging sector and to maximize the positive spin-offs for Morocco. The Morocco offer consists of the implementation of a holistic, transparent and pragmatic approach, giving all the necessary visibility to investors. It consists of 6 parts: the scope of application of the Morocco offer, the land mobilized for the implementation of the Morocco offer, the necessary infrastructure for the development of the green hydrogen sector, the incentive measures of the Morocco offer, the process of selecting the investor and contracting with the state and governance of the green hydrogen sector. I would like to highlight this offer because it's very important and in terms of green hydrogen and the importance of green hydrogen for the investors and for foreign investors. Having said that, so regarding the M&A transaction. The M&A transaction, we have some, can I switch on the first, just to highlight some, in terms of support on the process. As you know, on all the M&A transaction, we should assess the risk in terms of cost, in terms of tax risk, and to support the support process is primarily encompasses due diligence, negotiating and signing the legal documentation, obtaining. The important point here is the obtaining corporate and regulatory approval from Moroccan capital market authorities when it's applicable. For example, when we have some regulated activities in financial sectors or some, we need before starting the transaction to obtain the authorization from the Moroccan capital market authorities, and the other authority is the Competition Council. The Competition Council we need when we will see what will be the conditions and the criteria in order to notify the transaction or the concentration operation to the Competition Council to have the required authorization, and the exchange office when it's applicable. Kamal expose all the requirements regarding the exchange office regulation, and finally preparation of the final legal documentation and the completion of all legal formalities. On the due diligence aspect, we will not go through all the details, but as you know, on the due diligence aspect, we should conduct the due diligence like the general on the size of the target companies. We should cover the four aspects: corporate, commercial contract, banking, finance, data processing, etc. And we should assess all the risks and the legal risk in terms of the transaction. And either we assess if the transaction should be notified or no to the competition council. And either on the acquisition transaction, when it's qualified as merger under the competition law, we have the competition law, which is which provide some, as I say, some criteria and conditions. And the main condition for mergers provided by Article 12 for this law is the creation of new company and the disappearance of companies, absorption of one company, management of a single entity. The main important is to qualify if the transaction is covered by the competition law and if it is considered as concentration in the meaning of the law. That's the first point. The second point and the second criteria is on the financial threshold that trigger a M&A notification. The threshold is very important and is a cumulative criteria with the qualification of the concentration. So we have here the law has been adopted recently in order to reduce the number of transactions that should be notified to the competition council. The threshold, we should have all the companies of group of natural or legal person involved in the merger must exceed 1.2 billion and the turnover excluding tax generated in Morocco by at least one of the companies or group of natural or legal person involved in the merger must exceed 50 million. So we will observe that it's a cumulative condition, and before it was not cumulative, so it was very, very large. And either there are other thresholds like the total turnover excluding taxes achieved in Morocco by all the companies or groups of natural or legal person involved in the concentration must exceed 400 million, and the turnover. We will not go through all the details, but what I want just to highlight at one point, there is very important to know that we should avoid when we are in the transaction and M&A transaction, the risk called standstill. That it's mean when we are in negotiation and before signing the legal documentation and before having the authorization for the competition council, we should avoid to have any behavior that can be interpreted like an execution of the transaction. Otherwise, that can be considered like gun jumping or like standstill, and that can be sanctioned, like if as well as if we will not notify the transaction has not been notified to the competition council, and we should either be very secure in terms of signing some clean agreements. Teams should be very careful, very sensitive for sensitive data between the teams, and it is very recommended to sign clean teams agreements and other agreements, and to be very careful with behavior of the parties. That's the main highlighted guidelines regarding in terms of competition law and the practice for the competition authorities. And there are some very strong sanctions, like all over the world, in terms of 5% of the turnover. So it's very and it is well known that the sanctions in competition law are very strong sanctions, and it will be better to avoid such sanctions. And finally, for securing the transaction at M&A transaction, there are some mechanisms like against closing, like the escrow accounts, first demand guarantee, parent company guarantee, warranty and indemnity insurance. But just to conclude, it should be sure that for investors, there are all the mechanisms are provided by Morocco law, and all the legal framework is prepared and established and drafted for ensuring the security of the transaction. That's why there are many foreign investors and many very large scale projects in Morocco in the last year, and it will grow.
Thank you, Salima, for those explanation. So maybe we will try to let the participants share with us. They have some question and issue that should be clarified. So before giving the opportunity to Mario, let's say that those explanation related to M&A transaction, as you know, it's some universal rules that has been implemented here also in Morocco to give the guarantee to foreign investor to have the opportunity to implement his investment with the main protection in terms of legal documentation, but also the law. Also, some laws should be observed like data protection and labor law, which we share with you maybe later. Some universal rules that are implemented also in Europe and USA and are existing all in Morocco. So thank you for your attention. Sorry to be so late. Maybe we had the time. So maybe I give you Mario how to if you have some question from the participants. Thank you.
Yes, exactly. Thank you very much, Kamal and Salima. So we will now move to the Q&A session. So we have already received several questions via the chat, and I will start with those questions. And if you still have questions, please feel free to submit them. So the first question, at what stage does the investor become eligible for the subsidy, and which authority should they contact to apply for it?
Could you repeat?
So at what stage does an investor become eligible for the subsidy, and which authority should they contact to apply for it?
So the authority, as we said, so the first authority is the central regional investor that are implemented in the main cities, for example, in Casablanca, Tangier, etc. He should enter in contact with them, and then he will explain his project in terms of amount of investment, and also in terms of job creation, which sector, if he need the land or not, and then he will be assisted with this central regional investment in order to escalate and implement all the process. And if he is eligible to an investment agreement with the government, they will implement this agreement and he will sign it once it's approved by the investment commission.
Okay, thank you very much. What is generally the most used or preferred security mechanism for M&A transaction?
So as Salima explained, so there are some, for example, bank guarantee that we can use, for example, locally, or also some escrow account. For example, the buyer and the seller, they can make a tool that they will not pay all the price, but maybe a percentage of the price, let's say 20% or 25%, should be blocked in an escrow account locally in order to have the opportunity to use his warranty and indemnity compensation, and to liberate this escrow account from time to time. It depends if there is any risk after the transaction. And also we can use bank guarantee, local bank guarantee or foreign bank guarantee as security to manage this transaction, this guarantee transaction.
Okay, thank you very much, Kamal. So regarding the criteria to benefit from the investment charter, so how is investment defined, and is there a required timeline for investment and a timeline for the creation of these 50 jobs that need to be created? Is there a timeline?
Yes, yes, for sure. The investor, once he signed his this investment agreement with the government, he should observe, he should implement his investment and to be ready to start his open, for example, his manufacture and creation, his jobs during the period of 36 months, starting from the signing of the investment agreement. If there is some event that can postpone this event, he can enter in negotiation with the government, and they give him some facility to add some months. But the regulation is 36 months.
Okay, thank you very much. Is Morocco planning to create rules to check and control foreign direct investment? For example, in some European countries, it already exists in order to protect the national security and also to protect some strategic sectors.
I don't think so, Salima.
No, see, yes, there are some rules protecting some strategic sectors. Indeed, that there are some strategic sectors, but we don't think that there is
defense, for example.
Yes, investment defense, some very sensitive sectors like some energy fields. There are some restrictions.
Okay. Another question, going back to the question for the job creation. What is the minimum period during which the created jobs must be maintained in order to be considered stable and eligible for the job creation bonus? So, yeah.
A stable jobs, it means that you will create some jobs for the duration of the investment, which means that it's not jobs related to some fixed term contract like 3 or 6 months. It means that you are creating jobs for a long term, and they have signed some long term contract, not a fixed term contract.
Okay. A question about disputes. Have there been any recorded disputes related to investment incentives that have been escaled to international arbitration forums?
Yeah, one case that it's that is. Can you repeat the question?
So if the question is if there have been any recorded disputes related to investment incentives that have been scaled to international arbitration forums.
Up to now, no.
Okay.
Related to the investment charter, the new investment charter, no.
Okay.
But there have been some cases regarding the investment or some projects before the CRD arbitration.
But
Okay.
in general, regarding incentives, no, because incentives are implemented in the law and are provided in the investment agreement, so there is no issue regarding this. Maybe the issue would be during the execution of the investment or some issues with other partners, etc. But related to incentives and tax incentive, no, I don't think so.
Okay. Is it possible for an investor to benefit from the free zone status while planning to establish operations in a city located outside the free zone?
No, it's not possible. The company should be inside the zone in order to have this statute and in order to have those incentives. Otherwise, you cannot have this benefit.
Okay, we again have a question about the jobs that have to be created. So if a job is created under a long-term contract and the employee later resigns, would this affect the eligibility for the job creation bonus?
No,
So for yeah.
to understand the engagement is to sign this investment agreement to create those jobs, and after that those jobs will be stable. Now if this guy resign later, maybe we should hire another one in his place. The purpose is to maintain, for example, the minimum of 50 jobs. So if you have the benefit to have the land, tax incentives, and custom, etc. So the minimum is to offer to the Moroccan government is a stabilization of 50 jobs, for example, for this company. So it is important to have those jobs created in this project for the government.
Okay, yeah, so it confirms what the person is saying. So the employee can be replaced by another worker in the same position. That's not a
Exactly.
problem. Okay, I'm looking at the questions. We have answered almost all of them. Are these tax incentives only offered to companies that are willing to invest in the free zones?
No, 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 not in free zone.
There is some tax incentive related to free zones. For example, what we call zone d'accélération industrielle for automotive industry, aerotech industry, etc. But also for companies that have signed an investment agreement with the government. Up to 50 million dirham investment, you can sign this agreement and you can have some tax incentives, for example, importing equipment without customs and VAT. For example, if your activity is exporting, no corporate tax during the first 5 years, and after you have a half rate, and some incentive like income tax, for example, if you export finance services and you implement your company in CFC, Casablanca Finance City. So there is some other incentives without being implemented in those free zone.
Okay, great. And one last question. What should a person do if the local CRE is not responding?
You should call it again.
No, you can you can escalate to the other bodies and to other authorities. No problem. But generally, they answer if there is.
The second step is the AMDI. The AMDI is Rabat. They are open for any investment, and there is no. I don't think that there will be any issue to discuss with them. They are very open, and they invite all foreign investors to take a touch with them, and they are welcome to this AMDI if they cannot go to any central regional investor in their location.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. So we have covered all the questions. One person also is asking if they will access the recording afterwards. So yes, we will send the recording of this webinar afterwards to all the participants. You can, if you still have some follow-up questions, please feel free to reach out to Kamel or to Salima from HB Law Firm. Also, AHK Morocco is always available for you.
Also, they can find our details if they have any other additional question. So feel free to drop us an email, to call us, and you are welcome.
Exactly. We will share also again your contact details to the participants. So thank you very much. I hope you had some valuable insights today. We look forward to welcoming you to upcoming events and webinars. And I wish you a great day. And thank you very much again also to Kamel and Salima. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.
Bye.